Today, I want to share with you 10 mysterious beings in the Bible that you may not have heard of or that you may have wondered about. These are beings that are not human, but that have some connection or interaction with humans, either for good or for evil. These are beings that have intrigued and puzzled many readers and scholars for centuries, and that have inspired many legends and myths. These are beings that reveal the diversity and the complexity of the spiritual realm, and that challenge our understanding and our imagination. Are you ready to discover them? Then let's get started. The first mysterious being in the Bible is the cherubim. The cherubim are a type of angelic creature that are often depicted as having 4 faces, 4 wings, and 4 feet. They are described in Ezekiel 1, 5, 14 and 10, 1, 22, where they are also called the living creatures. They are also mentioned in Genesis 3:24, where they guard the entrance to the Garden of Eden after Adam and Eve are expelled. They're also mentioned in Exodus 25, 18, 22 and 1 Kings 6, 23, 28, where they are carved on the Ark of the Covenant and the Temple of Solomon. They are also mentioned in Psalm 18:10 and 81, where they are associated with the throne and the presence of God. The cherubim are not to be confused with the chubby baby angels that are often seen in art and culture. The cherubim are powerful and majestic beings that serve and worship God and that protect and execute His will. The second mysterious being in the Bible is the Seraphim. The Seraphim are another type of angelic creature that are only mentioned in Isaiah 6, 1, 7, where they appear in a vision of the prophet Isaiah. They are described as having 6 wings, 2 covering their faces, 2 covering their feet, and 2 for flying. They are also called the burning ones because they are fiery and radiant. They are also the ones who cry out, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory." They are also the ones who touch Isaiah's lips with a live coal and cleanse him from his sin. The seraphim are awe-inspiring and glorious beings that praise and honor God, and that purify and commission His servants. The third mysterious being in the Bible is the Nephilim. The Nephilim are a controversial and debated group of people that are mentioned in Genesis 6, 1, 4 and Numbers 13:33. They are also called the giants, or the heroes of old, or the men of renown. They are the offspring of the sons of God and the daughters of men, according to one interpretation, or they are the descendants of Anak, according to another interpretation. They are also the ones who caused violence and corruption on the earth before the flood, and who opposed the Israelites when they entered the promised land. They are also the ones who have inspired many legends and myths, such as the Greek and Roman mythology and the Book of Enoch. The Nephilim are mysterious and intriguing beings that reveal the conflict and the contrast between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of this world. The fourth mysterious being in the Bible is the SATA. The SATA is a half-human and half-animal creature that is mentioned in Isaiah 13:21 and 34:14, where it is translated as wild goats or male goats in some versions of the Bible. It is also mentioned in Leviticus 17:7 and 2 Chronicles 11:15, where it is translated as goat idols or demons in some versions of the Bible. It is also associated with the Greek and Roman mythology, where it is depicted as having the upper body of a man and the lower body of a goat, and as being lustful and playful. It is also associated with the worship of false gods and idols, and with the desolation and the judgment of God. The SATA is a strange and disturbing being that represents the perversion and the idolatry of the human race. The fifth mysterious being in the Bible is the Leviathan. The Leviathan is a huge and monstrous sea creature that is mentioned in Job 3, 8, 41, 1, 34, Psalm 74, 14, 104, 26, and Isaiah 27, 1. It is also called the twisting serpent, the coiled serpent, or the dragon of the sea. It is also compared to a crocodile, a whale, or a dinosaur. It is also a symbol of the chaos and the evil that oppose God and His creation. It is also a metaphor for the enemies and the oppressors of God's people, such as Egypt, Babylon, or Satan. It is also a challenge to the power and the wisdom of God, who alone can control and defeat it. The Leviathan is a fearsome and formidable being that reveals the majesty and the sovereignty of God. The sixth mysterious being in the Bible is the Behemoth. The Behemoth is a massive and mighty land creature that is mentioned in Job 40:15-24, where it is described as having a tail like a cedar, bones like beams of bronze, and strength like the mountains. It is also compared to an ox, an elephant, or a hippopotamus. It is also a symbol of the strength and the beauty of God's creation. It is also a metaphor for the power and the prosperity of God's people, who are blessed and protected by God. It is also a challenge to the pride and the arrogance of humans, who cannot tame or subdue it. The Behemoth is a wonderful and impressive being that reveals the glory and the grace of God. The seventh mysterious being in the Bible is the unicorn. The unicorn is a mythical and magical creature that is mentioned in Numbers 23:22 and 24:8, Deuteronomy 33:17, Job 39:9-12, Psalm 22:21, 29:6 and 92:10, and Isaiah 34:7, where it is translated as a wild ox or a rhinoceros in some versions of the Bible. It is also described as having one horn, or as having horns that are exalted. It is also associated with the strength and the fierceness of the animals that God created. It is also a symbol of the power and the uniqueness of God and His people, who are set apart and victorious. It is also a challenge to the wisdom and the understanding of humans who cannot comprehend or capture it. The unicorn is a mysterious and marvelous being that reveals the mystery and the majesty of God. The eighth mysterious being in the Bible is the phoenix. The phoenix is a legendary and immortal bird that is mentioned in Job 29:18, Psalm 92:12, and Isaiah 40:31, where it is translated as a palm tree, a cedar, or an eagle in some versions of the Bible. It is also described as having the ability to renew itself by burning and rising from the ashes. It is also associated with the beauty and the splendor of the birds that God created. It is also a symbol of the resurrection and the immortality of God and His people, who are renewed and restored by God. It is also a challenge to the mortality and the frailty of humans, who cannot overcome or escape death. The phoenix is a rare and remarkable being that reveals the resurrection and the life of God. The ninth mysterious being in the Bible is the ziz. The ziz is a gigantic and graceful bird that is mentioned in Psalm 50:11 and 80:13, where it is translated as a beast or a boar in some versions of the Bible. It is also described as having wings that cover the sky and as being the king of the birds. It is also associated with the abundance and the generosity of God's provision. It is also a symbol of the sovereignty and the protection of God and His people, who are under His wings and in His care. It is also a challenge to the greed and the violence of humans, who cannot harm or devour it. The ziz is a magnificent and majestic being that reveals the abundance and the care of God. The 10th and final mysterious being in the Bible is the angel of the Lord. The angel of the Lord is a special and mysterious messenger of God that appears in many places in the Bible, such as Genesis 16:7, 14:20-11, 18, Exodus 3:1, 6, Judges 6:11, 24:13, 2:25, 2 Samuel 24:15, 17, 1 Kings 19:5, 8, 2 Kings 19:35, Zechariah 1:11, 13, and Matthew 1:20-21. He's also called the angel of God, or simply the angel. He is also described as having the appearance and the voice of a man, but also as having the name and the authority of God. He is also associated with the presence and the action of God in human history. He is also a symbol of the revelation and the salvation of God and His people, who are guided and delivered by him. He is also a challenge to the faith and the obedience of humans who are called and commanded by him. The angel of the Lord is a unique and mysterious being that reveals the identity and the mission of God. These are the 10 mysterious beings in the Bible that I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new and interesting. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, feel free to leave a comment below and let me know what you think about these beings, or if you have any questions or suggestions for future topics. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. See you next time.